Hello everybody, welcome to another Q&A. Thank you for joining, thank you for being a fan, and thank you for stopping by to hang out for a few minutes or a couple of hours. I did the same poll like 2 months ago or 3 months ago on my Patreon, but now I want to ask you guys here in the Q&A, do you still collect retro games? Parentheses. Should I add PS2? Yeah, PS2 is kind of retro nowadays. PS2 era and below. Okay? So a simple yes or no. Start poll. Okay, there you go, guys. Do you still collect retro games? PS2 era and below. I know a lot of people consider the PS3 retro already, but I don't see it as retro. At least not me. Maybe some of you don't. PS3 still feels kind of modern to me. Maybe after this poll I'll make another poll to decide if PS3 is retro or not. Okay, 50-50. Wow. My answer, my own personal answer, I can't vote on the poll, but I'm gonna tell you my answer right now. My answer is no. Who am I kidding? I don't collect retro video games anymore. Because I already have most of what I want. That's one important reason. And the other games that I'm still missing are freaking expensive. And like Prater was saying, you know, I'm not willing to pay $50 or $60 for each of them. I used to pay that for like 3 or 4 of them. And nowadays I had to pay like $50 for one fucking game. So no, I don't collect retro games anymore. Unless I miraculously find them like for cheap, yes, but pretty much no. My answer is no. What about you guys? Looks like no is winning. Figures. Anyway, thank you, Peninsula Games. He says, what do you think of Fantasy Life? That's on the 3DS, right? Unfortunately, I only played that game for like an hour and a half. I remember I wanted to do a Hidden Gems video for the 3DS like 5 years ago. And I don't remember if the game made it there because I think I decided the game wasn't that obscure or that hidden. So, I don't know, but I only played it for like an hour and a half. And what little I played, I remember it was pretty good. That's a level 5 RPG, by the way. Open world, you know, a job system is there. You choose your job at the beginning, and then it's pretty much a job simulator, a magic job simulator or something like that. And it's pretty good. It can be pretty addictive, but I didn't make it very far to have like a really strong opinion about it. So I can't help you, man. But if you see it for cheap, pick it up because I liked what I played. I think it's a good game, and I think it's a somewhat of a unique game. It's good. I missed some questions. My retro collecting ended with these crazy prices. Yeah, I agree, Matt. Pretty much the same here. But mine didn't end. I remember these crazy prices started in 2020, this new decade. This is a new decade thing. As soon as COVID hit, a lot of prices started going up, but they slowly went up. Throughout the entirety of 2020, I still collected a considerable amount of retro RPGs, PSP era and below that. In fact, the last game that I bought in Canada was with my buddy Hope. Do you guys know him as Hope or Despair Boy or Breath of the Wild? He doesn't show up in these streams anymore. He and I went to a flea market in Toronto, and I bought a copy of East, the Ark of Napishtim on the PSP for 30 Canadian dollars. Nowadays it goes for like 150, right? But yeah, I got lucky and I saw it for $30 and I bought it. And that was one of the last retro games that I bought. And that was in November, exactly 3 years ago. Well, a little bit more. Yeah, and that's the last time that I bought a retro game, I think. No, I think I got... Yeah, I probably got Chaos Wars on the PS2 sealed on Amazon for the same amount of money, $30. Probably less, 20 something. Yeah, and I can't think of another one. So you could say that I pretty much stopped collecting retro games 3 years ago. Because it was at the end of 2020 when the prices went batshit crazy. 66%. No, 34% yes. I don't collect physical games at all. To each their own, right? Oh, thank you for asking about my mom. Evil Alex. How's my mom doing? She's doing okay. what happened to her, it's an illness called pancreatitis, and that never goes away, unfortunately. She's gonna be treated for the rest of her life. My aunt, I have an aunt, and she got pancreatitis in her mid-20s, and she's been struggling. Now she's like 68 years old, 67, and she's been struggling with pancreatitis for 40 years. It's a bitch, man. If that happens to you guys, at any age, I wish you the best, because it's a bitch, you know. You're gonna have diarrhea somewhat often, vomiting, you know. Most likely you're gonna have to have your filter removed. Yeah. But she's fine. I mean, she made it, she survived, she almost died. And that was like 5 months ago, 4 months ago actually. But she made it. She got really weak, but she's still recovering, and her recovery is gonna take time. She's been recovering for the past 3.5 months, and it's gonna take a little bit more than that, probably 2 or 3 more months for her to, like, not fully recover, but to be able to walk freely and drive and go to work. Well, I don't think she's gonna work anymore. But yeah, I mean, I could say that she's fine. She's fine. Relatively speaking, she's fine. Not in any danger anymore. So she's still recovering. And she seems better every week. And yeah, she's fine. Thanks for asking, man. I'm about to finally start Trails from Zero. Okay, I had my problems with the Sky Trilogy at times, but overall I enjoyed it. I think the Sky Trilogy is a bit dated. Obviously, it desperately needs a remaster to at least have the same quality of life improvements Zero and Azure have. Right? That's what everybody wants, but I don't know what's going on. There have been rumors that Falcom lost. These are just rumors, okay? Probably not true, but who knows? That Falcom lost the source code for the games, and they can't remaster them anymore, which is dumb. But hopefully they can remake them. Yeah, they're gonna have to remake the games from scratch with no source code. Just redo the games from scratch, from zero. You know, build them from zero again. And do remakes. Right? That would be fucking awesome, man! I will settle for a couple of remasters, decent remasters on modern systems, but remakes, like with Trails through Daybreak level of graphics. Wow, I mean, yeah, please, Falcom, shut up and take my money. So, yeah, that can happen anytime, but who knows? I mean, you know, we're still wondering what's going on there. So, I have higher expectations for Crossbell Arc. Hopefully, it lives up to it. It sure will. I think the Sky Trilogy is extremely good. And yeah, it's a great follow-up, man. I don't think it'll disappoint you. Family is all we have at the end. Well said, man. Friends can change. Only 1 or 2 friends, or maybe 3, can stay with you forever or for really long periods of time. But family, well, not always. Family, you know, is some people don't have one, right? But in the end, yeah, family is all we have. Your thoughts on Shadow Hearts 2? Wow, that's an excellent game. I'm a really big fan of it. I've covered the game many times in this channel. Yeah, pretty good game. What else can I say that I haven't already said in my videos? I think it's an excellent game. Thoughts on The Last of Us 2 Remaster? I don't really care for those 2 games. I don't really care for AAA games anymore. They're all freaking political, and something rubs me the wrong way with those games nowadays. There's something about them that, I don't know, they feel kind of forced. I don't want to say hollow or soulless, but more like people's interests have changed from AAA developers and the people who play mostly AAA games. Their interests have changed, and they just don't align with me anymore, with my taste. Nowadays, I'm more about remakes or AA games, new AA games, you know, like Falcom RPGs, for example. That's what I'm into, but AAA games, it's probably because they're cookie cutter and generic. Yeah, that's one thing, but they just put way too much effort in the graphics. Like, they're trying their hardest to make them look as impressive as they can, and they overlook everything else. Fortunately, there's still some AAA games that are very worth playing, or AA games, or a shit ton of indie RPGs or indie games that are very good, so we're never gonna run out of games. Right, 55 votes. Do you still collect retro games, PS2 era and below? 56 votes. No is still winning with 68%. Cultural, social collapse, political nonsense games. Yeah, pretty much. It's kinda been that way for a long time. I remember AAA games from the PS2 era were a little bit like that, but they were more like, I don't give a fuck. They were more on equal terms with everybody. They either respected everybody or insulted everybody, okay? And nowadays it seems to be very selective, okay? And yeah. You remind me of Pedro Pascal. Yeah, I get that a lot. Especially when I laugh or smile. How's your book selling going? Well, it's been the same since I pretty much started, you know, it's low. They only sell a little bit more than usual when I kind of like put some kind of ad in my videos, or when I mention them in my videos, or maybe in the Q&As, but I don't think so, you know, it's not good, and I don't think it'll recover unless I come up with a really good strategy and marketing strategy to make them sell way more. But yeah, the overall answer is not good. But it hasn't been good in a long since I started writing books. What game are you the most looking forward to in 2024? Probably Eiyuden Chronicle. I'm really looking forward to the Persona 3 remake, but it's too expensive, and I don't think Atlus is gonna give me shit. They never do. Unless they miraculously do, but check out what happened. Okay, you wanna know what happened with Atlus this time? Well, okay, I'll give Atlus a break. It wasn't Atlus. It's a small company that Atlus hired to ask YouTubers to make an ad based on Persona 5 Tactica. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, they reached out to me via email. Hey, would you be interested in making an ad of the upcoming Persona 5 Tactica on one of your videos? Please tell us how much are your rates, how much will you charge us? But you gotta make the ad like this, the exact way we tell you to, and then you're gonna send this ad, before you upload the video, you're gonna send it to us so we can review it and authorize it. Wow, okay. It's not the first time. I've gotten, you know, emails like that before from different companies. Like, hey, I want to pay for an ad, but you're going to have to do this ad exactly how I want it. And I'm going to have to review it. Okay, I get it. That's how it works. But I don't like that, you know. I don't like being told what to do. And besides, I don't like doing ads. The only fucking thing that I want to advertise in my channel are my own damn books, right? So they reached out, and I was like, okay, people from these weird PR. And I was thinking, you really expect me to make an ad of a game that I don't have access to? I don't even have the game. Nobody has reached out yet to give me a review code. The game isn't out. How the fuck am I supposed to make an ad of a game I don't have or I can't play? I thought that. So instead of saying that, because that would be rude, I answered, hey, I was polite. I'm always polite. Don't think I'm the freaking asshole you're seeing right now. But I was like, okay, so wouldn't it be better to give me a review code? Because honestly, you know, I appreciate that you reached out to me with this offer, but I don't do ads. So the best I can do is you guys send me a review code, and I play the game and I review it and I talk about it in my videos, and I'm not gonna charge you anything, no rates whatsoever. It's free. Oh yeah, let me consult this with my partner, with my boss, I think, with my supervisor, I think. Yeah, and we'll get back to you. And okay, sure, I replied. I mean, the goal here is to advertise Persona 5 Tactica, right? I don't see why there should be a problem. Well, I never heard back. They were seriously expecting me to make an ad of a game that I don't have. Wouldn't it make more sense to send me a review code and then ask for an ad? What the fuck, man? And okay, I'm not cheating on Atlus USA like I often do. You know, I love Atlus. Probably my favorite developer of all time, actually. Up there with Squaresoft and Falcom. But specifically the Atlus PR, I mean, what the fuck goes on in their heads, man? I don't know, maybe this company didn't know shit. Maybe this company thought somebody else reached out to me to give me the review code, because guess what? These companies do this. It's like they hire this company for this other company for that, and this other company for this. It's not the same. It's not like one company for everything. No. Square Enix does the same thing, man. The people who gave me the review code for Star Ocean: The Second Story remake, they weren't Square Enix directly. They were like this random company they hired. Well, they're like, okay, we're gonna have these people to reach out to YouTubers to offer some ads. But review codes? No, that's gotta be a different company. Okay. I don't know how I mean, that's how I think it works. So they wanted an ad. But who hired these people? Who's giving them orders? Probably Atlus PR, right? The Atlus USA. And you guys know my history with this PR. I am pretty sure that I'm kind of like blacklisted. Like I'm on their blacklist that do not send review codes to Erick, Landon RPG, never, under any circumstance. I don't know, but the point is that I don't know what happened, but I never heard back. The game came out 2 days ago and... okay, no ad, no review code, no nothing. Fine, Atlus. Maybe they were expecting me to buy the game? Or maybe they were expecting another company to give me the review code first? I don't know. But my point remains the same. How do you expect me to advertise a game that I don't have access to, that I can't play, that I don't know? How am I supposed to advertise something I don't know? Jesus. Another person should do that video. Erick, Landon RPG versus the Atlus PR. And compile all of my rants. And all of this shit, man. All of these shenanigans. Like, what? Okay. Wow, alright. Are they slowly but surely turning into Square Enix? Yeah, I mean, Atlus works for Sega. And Sega has a history of fucking up in terms of marketing. Sega's marketing strategies are like, holy shit. Since the 80s, man. Since the freaking 80s. Especially Sega in the West. Not necessarily in Japan. But they have this huge history of fuck-ups. It's just mind-blowing how they keep fucking up like this. Like, oh my god, from little stupid insignificant things like what happened to me, to major things like the 32X, for example. I mean, their marketing campaigns are just fucking strange. And years ago, I remember talking to some other YouTubers, many years ago, and they were all of them complained. I was like, man, the Atlus PR makes no sense. Sometimes they give me review codes, sometimes they don't, sometimes I ask and never hear back, sometimes they send this, and sometimes it's weird like this. They're like, hey, would you be interested in making an ad? Yeah, an ad about what game? This game. I don't have that game. Yeah, thanks, bye. Wow. I remember, I love Sega, but when Sega bought Atlus, that was like 10 years ago or so, 12 years ago, I was worried. I was like, oh man. Different contractors deal with different BS. Yep. I think most ads are done by people who don't care about the product. I kind of agree, but And I know they told me we're gonna tell you how to do the ad, so I don't need to know the product. They have a point in there, but it's just hollow and senseless, and people are gonna know. How the fuck do you expect me to advertise a game that I'm not gonna talk about first? Like here's it's like it's the same logic as Raid Shadow Legends, right? The same. Like paying a YouTuber to talk about a game for 2 minutes for 1 minute, you know, they don't even care about. Raid Shadow Legend. Anyway, guys, that's what happened to me with fucking Atlus. As always, they keep. I mean, you know what, Atlus? You know, just, if you're not gonna give me review codes because of whatever reason, because of my rant, because of my strong criticism or my history with you, don't reach out. Don't send these fucking companies with me. Don't ever reach out again. I mean, what's the point? Unless you send someone with a common sense. Like the people who sent me the review code of Soul Hackers 2. They were like, okay, I see these guys' numbers, here's your review code, the end. Simple as that. No money exchange whatsoever. No money, no nothing, just here's your digital code, thanks. That's the way it should be. Writers, developers need to skip the marketing world ruling nonsense and hand us some soul. Well, yeah, I agree. Marketing is still very important, but this is not how you do it, in my opinion.